This is what the Ramayana looks like in India, and this, and this. But what does the Ramayana look like in other countries? In Cambodia, the Khmer version of the Ramayana is the Riyamka, which dates back to the 16th or 17th century. It is the story of Phra Riyam and Nyang Seda and has a lot of Buddhist influences. Even though it is understood that Phra Riyam is an avatar of the god Vishnu, he and others in the story are mortals. Although Riyamkar too is a story of good and evil, there are some bits in this tale that are different from the Indian Ramayana. A Cambodian favorite is the encounter between Lord Hanuman and Sowan Macha, Ravan's mermaid daughter. In Laos's Fralak Fraram, the two central characters are Fralak or Lakshman and Fraram or Ram. This version of the Ramayana is Laos's national epic. Fralak Fraram is a Jataka tale, which are the stories about the previous births of the Buddha. The story is set along the Mekong River, and Fraram here is a previous incarnation of the Buddha. Hapmanaswane or the Lao Ravan is seen as a previous incarnation of Mara, the demon who tried to lure the Buddha away from enlightenment. In the Hikayat Sri Ram, which is the Malay version of the Ramayana, Maharaja Vana or Ravan is portrayed as just and loyal, but fell from grace when he broke his promise of righteousness and honor. This telling of the Ramayana is an amalgamation of several cultural and religious traditions where the deities of Hinduism exist side by side with Allah and Adam. This version sees Sri Ram and Sita Devi, after their fair share of ups and downs, grow old together with children and grandchildren. Perhaps one of the most popular versions of the Ramayana is the Ramakien, Thailand's national epic. This tale is based in Siam, and the old kingdom of Ayutthaya is, well, Ayodhya. Actually, back when Thailand was still known as Siam, many believed the last monarchs to be the descendants of Lord Ram. They used the word Ram either before or after their names, and in the 18th century, the king of Ayutthaya even changed his name to Ram I. A practicing Buddhist, it was he who wrote the Thai version of Valmiki's tale. The Philippines has the Maranao story of Maharaja Lavan. Although there are completely different characters and events in this tale, there is one story where a princess is kidnapped and a valiant prince goes to rescue her. Now, Indonesia doesn't just have one version of the Ramayana. The stories actually differ from island to island. Bali's version is called the Ramakawaka. In the Javanese Kakavin, the first half of the story is similar to that of Valmiki's, but then changes drastically. The Sumatran version is called the Ramayana Swarnadvipa, which might ring some bells for those who have read Amish's Shiva trilogy. In fact, in some Indonesian versions of the Ramayana, Sita is portrayed as daring and fierce, willing to fight the Asuras all on her own. Hobut Sushu and Sambo Ekotoba are the two versions popular in Japan, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi also gave a shout out to the Japanese animated film Ramayana, The Legend of Prince Ram, made in 1993. Although Sri Lanka is home to the Sanskrit tale of Janaki Haran, modern day Sinhala Buddhists do not believe in how Ravan was portrayed in the Valmiki classic. Versions of the Ramayana are also popular in Myanmar, China, and Nepal. But in the latter, the celebration of Dashera, called the Sen or Mohini, is actually a celebration of the goddess Durga. There are more than 300 versions of the Ramayana, which first traveled to different parts of the world along with goods and services in the 12th and 13th century. These ended up becoming a part of the country's cultural identity.